I just want to ride away.
Sometimes it seems like everyone close to me is not where they're supposed to be. They got a hold on me, and I just want to ride away. Help me clear these thoughts trapped in my mind today. Ain't no help required, I'm gonna find a way. Ride away, away.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all for tuning in to another episode of the Good Friend Podcast. I'm your host, Sensei Chop. Like always, this is a conversational platform. We talk about everyday situations that might seem problematic, stressful, help you get a different understanding, perspective of it. So you just want to look at it from like a bitch-ass lens, I would say. Something like that. I'm in here with the OG, Greg Lloyd, entrepreneur. What's happening, my boy?
What's going on, man?
Man, the hell been going on?
Shit, a lot of things going on. It's been a bad year for a lot of people, unfortunately, but it's been a really good year for me.
Yeah, the shit crazy, right?
Yeah, shit crazy.
Shit
right
been
now.
fucking amazing for you.
Shit getting amazing for me.
Don't undersell it.
It's getting real amazing for me. Last year was a rough year. Had a little bit of shit going on, and then lost my mom's.
Yeah, man, sorry to hear that once again.
Yeah, but everything else is picking up.
That's what's up.
And it's picking up to the point where I can, fund some things business situations that I think that are more important to black people than just the average situation.
Right. Like what?
Okay. One of the things that that I've been looking at, and I've been looking at this for since 1987.
God damn.
Yeah. I was trying to come up with a way of separating the economic flows. Like we have a primary flow of economics, and that's where we look at things like prime interest rates, good interest rates, no interest to paying. Then we have a secondary where we tote your note and all this other kind of stuff.
Right.
So when those two flows work consistent with each other, what ends up happening with those consistent economic flows, they have a lot of victims associated with it. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that I wanted to do was look at the U.S. economy as a whole, and then look at the different sub-economies within the U.S. economy, not the secondary flow, just the sub-economies. And what's
the difference between the sub and the secondary?
Okay, when you would have a sub-economy, you would have like Chinatown.
Okay,
that whole economic structure within the United States, but as a sub-economy.
Right.
You have the same thing. Then you can kind of expand it and do it racially. Like we try to find out how much Hispanics make, where they work at, and we look at what they spend their money on. The same thing we do with blacks.
So a little spot on Buford Highway where the Migos at, that's a sub.
That'd be a sub-economy within the economy that you would look at. And like I said, you can broaden it out based upon either race, or you can broaden it out based upon what type of productivity they have in the economy. Like you want to do it with groceries, you want to do automobiles and so forth.
Okay.
What I looked at, I started wondering, was the African American economy as a whole, as a sub economy, as bad as we think that it is, or as bad as it's projected to be. And there are a lot of things that you find out when you start doing this type of research. And one of the things that I found out is that, we have a GDP of about 1.5 trillion. So we producing $1.5 trillion. Now, 22 trillion in the United States. There's 80 trillion in the world. So let's give everybody a perspective on all the other countries.
Oh, so it's $80 trillion in the world.
Right, $80 trillion.
I never even knew
$80
that.
to $86 trillion in the whole entire world economy. And so the United States has the bulk of it, with China following second. And then China, I think that with gross national product, the United States is number one, and gross domestic product, China is number one.
Okay.
Easily, closely followed by the United States. So when you look at the economics, that's extremely boring. That is extremely something
come up with
difficult
like,
to
what
put
the
your hands
hell made
around.
you try to look at this in 1987?
Well, the reason why I looked at it in 1987 was that we had what we call an annual big program. I mean, Bishop College would lose its accreditation, and everybody would get together and try to put something together for it. So I said, well, what about let's put a permanent endowment? And that was working with Sprint and the Church of God in Christ and all that. And that's when I started really understanding this ain't no thing against Church of God in Christ. It's crooked motherfuckers everywhere.
Every fucking well, bro.
The shit that they was doing, that was the head of the church at the time, we made a proposal that Sprint was trying to get other people to get onto the Sprint network. And we put a proposal from the sales of that situation at 7.5%, with a percentile going to the Bishop College and other predominantly black or historically black colleges.
Right.
So we were going to put this permanent endowment together. And we were asking the churches that were participating, National Baptist Convention, Church of God in Christ, all of them, hey, why don't y'all just go through the congregations and let the people from Sprint convert some of your people's phones over. Right. And then we'll use that as a permanent endowment. Let them know there's a permanent endowment for them, pay the penny phone bill. Anyway, we seen motherfuckers get real greedy, like trying to move people out the way, trying to move Bishop College out. Yeah, church people. Shit was fucked up. I had never seen that level. So that kind of fucked me up because I was real young at that time. I was in my early 20s at that time, right, trying to put together some things. And so that kind of like fucked me up because, hell, at 25, I had did the first acquisition of an airline.
Yeah, you trying to do some good shit.
Yeah. And I was doing natural gas transfers. I was doing natural gas fields. We were doing composite materials, computational fluid dynamics. We didn't know what the fuck that was.
I don't know what the fuck that is.
That's making submarines run quieter underwater. So we
could just threw that shit out there like, hey.
Yeah, we was doing all that shit, and then the problem we had was Church of God in Christ. And I'm like, what the fuck? So when we started having problems with them, we didn't even go to the National Baptist Convention because shit, later on we found he got his own problem with his wife and shit going on. So he fucked with that. So, but the thing was that we started looking at what would happen with a secondary flow because I was reminded that I was black. We wanted to transfer, and it did look kind of fucking suspicious now. We wanted to transfer $40 million, okay, from a Greek shipping company and wanted to buy CDs in London at the LIBOR rate, which was a little bit lower than what the prime rate was. Anyway, I got the bright ass fucking idea at 24. It wouldn't be bad to let that 40 million sit in our account for a couple of days before we transferred it.
Oh shit.
These motherfuckers agreed to the shit, so I said okay. And next thing I know, boy, I get people from Bank of America coming down. Let me see what the Bank of America. It was Memphis Bank and Trust who had got taken over by which bank in Tennessee? Bank of Tennessee? One of them motherfuckers.
So all this shit you was in Memphis?
Yeah.
No, okay.
So the motherfucker came right on down there, looked around my office and asked me did I move drug money. Yeah, he said you've been with us since you were 16 years old and you ain't had this kind of money. I'm like, God damn it, motherfucker, I'm growing.
So how long it was sitting in the account before they
They blocked it.
Oh shit.
Not only did they block it, they kicked me out of every bank in Memphis. I had to go get an account in Mississippi.
God damn.
So I was like, okay, this shit is kind of crazy.
I mean, but it's 40 million though.
Yeah, it's 40 million. Well, that was just the first tranche. There was a lot more to come. You got to keep in mind, at that time, we had signed a contract with Oppenheimer and Moore and Slater to buy shopping centers, and that was a $500 million contract, along with, we had the insurance for the gas wells. I mean, we were doing all kinds. I was really too young to be doing that kind of business without the proper experience. And what I mean by proper experience is that there was no business in Memphis that looked like ours. I'm talking about from the minute you step off on that third floor and all that. The one black business didn't do that. They had 10 desks. They had, it was called the Black Merchants Association. It wasn't even like Black Business Association. So that's when I grew up in it. And
is that still a thing, Black Merchants?
It should be still a thing because they was transitioning over. And what a lot of people don't know is that Memphis per capita has the largest number of black businesses of anybody, including Atlanta.
Talk about to this day?
To this day.
To 2020.
2020. Memphis per capita has the largest number of independent black businessmen. And there's a lot of fucked up shit going on up there, but there's a lot of black businessmen up there that's trying to do what they need to do. And because of that, and you got to understand, I didn't get any loans when I started my business. I did my first private placement for $100,000 to get my business started.
Right.
This was back in 1986, 87. I'm like 24 years old, you know. But I started on the secondary floor of economics to show that we could create an economy that would increase the standard of living without increasing the cost of living. And so that was the general philosophy that I had then. And I was trying to do that through construction and things of that nature at that particular time, because construction was good during that time, right before the market crash. So all of that was going on. But now it's gravitated to a much more complex situation. I realized that out of that $1.5 trillion that we have, none of it is recirculated back into what you would classify as the black community. Now, I need to clarify that a little bit for everybody too. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in the whole concept of the black community, and I'm gonna tell you the reason why. I don't believe in the concept of trying to create monetary situations in black communities for a couple of reasons. I know that we have a lot of Asian businesses that's doing people nails. And I saw something that said they make up to $100,000 a day. Now, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I tried to calculate that math in my head with how many people based on the average, and that shit just didn't come out to that, you know. But if you want to put that up there, then fine. And they said they make up to $100,000 a day, and they don't give anything back to the community. Now, my problem with that is this. If I'm a businessman and you come into my store and I tell you what my prices are for the service that you want, and then you agree to that, and then I service you, at that point, my debt to you is paid and your debt to me is paid. I don't owe you shit. So I don't have to come out and then go out and give little kids ice cream cones and shit to say that I'm part of the community.
Damn, the kid can't have ice cream?
Man, I mean, that little motherfucker, I ain't fucking getting. So my point that, I mean, if I wanted to do that, I'm doing it out the goodness of my heart. I'm not doing it because I owe you shit.
I feel that.
Right.
Yeah.
We already canceled the algorithm. So if I see you out there hungry and I work in this community, of course I'm gonna want to help you. But don't get this shit twisted.
Like you obligated or some shit.
I ain't obligated to give you shit.
No, I feel that one.
You know, so the only person I ever felt that the only people in the world that I owe are my children. And my children don't owe me shit. I don't owe my mama shit. I did everything for my parents because I wanted to and I loved them.
Right.
But they brought me here. So Steve and Chris don't owe me shit. I treat them motherfuckers like they ain't gonna owe me shit and pay it any goddamn way. I'm trying to build enough money so I give me a nice looking little nurse to run around the room, take care of me and empty my goddamn bedpan. Because I don't want their ass doing it because I ain't hear the end of it. So, but my point being is that in order to create a secondary floor of economics that's sustainable, we have to release some of the mental situations that are blocking us. One, this sense of owning. We just gonna have to get that shit up. I ask people to just give it up for 400 days. One day for every year that we're supposed to have been victimized.
Right.
So I just ask them for 400 days, act like you a fucking American. I don't give a fuck what the situation is, just act like you one.
Act like somebody don't owe you shit.
Right. Don't nobody owe you shit. I'm an American. Let me see what I can benefit from my American situation. That's all I ask. Now, but I do get a lot of things that, and I listen to everybody. And I listened to Umar Johnson once say that white men will give you $200,000 to buy a house, $70,000 to buy a car, but won't give you $100,000 to open up a business. And you get people on the Breakfast Club, they just co-sign with this shit. And I understand the whole concept of co-signing. I understand the whole concept. It's just like political situation.
Yeah.
If you black and you say something that don't nobody really want to believe, then you lose votes. Okay, since I got no political aspirations because I don't put my dick in too many places where it's gonna come up, I can say what the fuck I want to say. So so basically what I'm looking at is that if we were to stop with that just for a moment, you start that shit back up after the 400 days, but if you just stop for a moment and see what it is that you can get. First of all, when you listen to that and you clap to it, like what Umar Johnson was saying, you get co-signed on by big, what you call them motherfuckers, commentators for the radio or whatever the case might be. You get, they got their own show, it's a big show, and you co-sign on all this shit. The problem with that is this. First of all, you can get $200,000 for a house. That's not a problem
Right.
so long as your debt ratios match.
Right.
You won't get $200,000 for a house if that $70,000 car you just bought fuck with your debt ratios.
Exactly.
So if your debt ratios allows you $70,000 for the car, $200,000 for the house, that's because of your income and your debt ratio. That motherfucker still can't go get a $100,000 loan. You
Right.
say, why? First of all, the bank already knows whether it's a black bank, white bank, don't make no fucking difference. You got a 74% chance of failure, no matter what business you open your first year.
Yep.
Most of us have, blacks have ended up opening restaurants. We got a 90% chance of failure the first year and 75% chance of failure for the next 5 years. And the bank knows this. So
That's
bank
the
can give
numbers,
you,
like,
right,
oh,
it's a
yeah.
numbers game. The bank giving you depositors money. True, we can go through a whole new realm of what fractional banking is, and we do that some other time. But the point is that they have responsibilities, and as a result of them having those responsibilities, for me to give you $100,000, there are certain rules. I want you to be in business for 3 years. I want to see your profit and loss statements for 3 years. I want some form of collateral. That $200,000 house you just bought, guess what? You still owe $200,000 on that motherfucker for the next several years. So there's no equity there. Not going to take that fucking car. Not a depreciating asset. I preferred that you had moved in that house and had bought you another $10 or $15 or $20,000 piece of house that you was renting out that was paid for that I can hold as collateral.
Right.
So without me not being able to do that, that's not a slant against black people. That rule applies to everybody. Now, what the slant may be against black people, like the situation that Chase had when he was doing a little bit of redlining and everything, fuck, all you gotta do is just point that shit out, collect your people, make sure everybody know that Chase doing that shit. The rest of the bank's gonna fall fucking in line. They don't want to be accused of that bullshit. But then you ask, how does that even occur? Redlining sometimes has nothing to do with your race, just based on class.
Right.
People misunderstand racism for prejudice. See, you can
Definitely.
be prejudiced and not be a racist, but you can't be a racist and not be prejudiced.
Right.
So a lot of people assume that they be in with them being situations that don't work out for us as black people. We just naturally assume that it's going to be a racial situation.
You know, a lot of times your damn your zip code will have more effect on some shit than your damn race. They see that you stay in this area and shit.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Your zip code, and the other thing, if I did want to be racist against you, is your name.
Yeah.
We went one time and made sure that we had all the ghetto names in for AT&T. We knew they were black. And so that same thing.
Hey, Rashida, you got the job.
There you go. And one of them was named that.
Damn.
So that's what I'm saying. When we saw that, we're like, oh no, let's pull these three.
Yeah.
And go and give these girls a chance. And the point that I'm trying to make is that there are stereotypical things that cause people, and your zip code is one. When I was in Memphis selling insurance, depending upon your zip code, depended upon not what your car was, not how long you had it, what year, that zip code made yours jump up.
Right.
Because of the crime rate or whatever it was that was in that zip code that made yours jump up. So we use, like you said, your zip code, and in certain neighborhoods, based on your zip code, you can write checks for other places. They want to accept your checks if it was a certain zip code.
I'm gonna tell you something crazy about zip code and race though. So, like being a business owner, I'll be doing the film, and I'm registered with SAMS. I got a SAMS number and everything, and do government contracts, right? So it's crazy, like by me being black and by me living, my business being in a certain urban zip code, I'm entitled to get certain jobs and certain contracts because I'm a minority. So like if you got your shit together, the same things that you feel like can work against you in certain aspects, it work with you over here. They're like, oh, he's black, he's in an urban area. We got to make sure we give them X amount of jobs, X amount of contracts and shit. And just like last year, when I went to the bank, I got over $30,000 in funding from the bank. I had on my drug dealer's dream shirt on and everything, right? So when I first went in there to go get the loan, the dude was like, this was Wells Fargo. He was like, I ain't gonna lie to you, like getting a business loan, that's like that should be damn near impossible. I be getting people all kind of loans. But I mean, shit, if you want to try, try it. In 2019, I spent a good bit of time, like you said, living like an American, right? And I like, well, shit, let's just try it. I've been cleaning up my credit. I've been doing what I'm supposed to do, right? Quote unquote. I get a call a couple of days later. He was like, hey, I just want to thank you for doing this with me. This is what the banker says. I just want to thank you for doing this with me because in my 5 years of being a banker, I've never got nobody a business loan, ever. He like, you got to come up here and sign. So I went up there with another Joy Dealers Dream shirt on. I went there talking to everybody. Hey, Miss Pat, what's up? You need to check out the podcast. I got a shirt for you. It was a good feeling, though. So that was some real, I guess what you would say, some American shit for me. Because it's like, well, damn, I'm a convicted felon. I'm this, that, all kind of stereotypes, how I look right now. That's how I walked in there. And it was beautiful, bro. That shit was dope.
And that's what I try to tell people. There's a lot of things that's based on education. Your zip code becomes part of it. In many cases, it's called an enterprise zone. An enterprise zone, you have to have a certain amount of people that have moved away from there, per capita income of people that's a certain amount of abandoned. So they classify areas as enterprise zone, and anybody that goes in and do business, that anybody gets a lot of benefits associated with redeveloping that enterprise zone and bringing it out. So downtown Memphis has some enterprise zones, but now with the Airbnb being what it is, people bought some of the old buildings, fixed them up, and then rent them out of Airbnb, and probably got all kinds of tax breaks to do so. And so with us, the biggest challenge is, with a lack of education, because believe it or not, getting a bank loan is part of an economic structure.
Right.
It's interjecting money in that particular area for that economic flow in that particular area.
Right.
And so what happens is that a lot of people just don't want to take, because I dodged economics like a motherfucker in school. I just didn't want to take it. I thought the shit was boring. But us not knowing economics is creating a problem for us that we don't realize. Just like with the COVID situation. COVID is saying that we have a situation where we disproportionately have a large number of blacks that are dying in comparison to whites, and everybody. We got a disproportionate, look like we do with everything else.
Right.
But the thing is that we can immediately say all of this is nothing but racism. But the problem with that is that many of the jobs that are essential needs, those are the jobs that are handled more by blacks than they are whites.
Exactly.
My brother, he's able to work from home. He makes $150,000 a year. He's able to work from home. But everybody don't have that benefit where they can work from home. So they have to go to Walmart. And people ain't respecting the fact enough that these people are out there at Walmart.
Right.
You don't give them the proper respect, like by standing behind, or even wearing a mask. I put a mask and shit on to give them their respect for when they're working. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm a COVID fanatic or whatever the case might be, but I'm trying to respect, if I don't want to put a mask on, I'm trying to respect the boundary to respect you while you out there working.
Right.
And you have that, and then you that's not racist. Those were the jobs that are available for you based on your skill set. Then you have a situation of underlying health issues that, that's not racist. That's the way you choose to eat, the way you choose to conduct yourself.
Facts.
That's not, it's just not good to be weighing 260 pounds all the time. It's just not good. And
it's not, right?
You get sick, it's kind of difficult to, care for you. And then they got to have super x-rays, but they're saying that sometimes it don't penetrate. So you have that, diabetes, other things that are not really working in your favor. And so as a result of those things not really working in your favor, you add that to your essential needs. And then you can add situations of poverty and resistance. You have some people that work in essential needs and then still go to parties and things of that nature. So there are a lot of things that can go on that would create this situation before you get up to a racist medical situation. And that's all I'm saying. We got to be aware of all the things that are available to us. We got to be aware of the things that are not available to us, and we got to know the differences between the two. We got to have the wisdom of the difference between the two. And that's when I came up with, the only way for African Americans to reach parity, and that's the whole thing. It wasn't about African Americans doing business with African Americans and fuck the white boy type situation. It wasn't that. It was based upon if you achieve parity, you are less fucking dangerous to men. So that's all it is to it.
What's parity?
Parity meaning that if white American, and this is what it showed, white Americans will earn 100,000, and then black Americans will earn 53,000, 53% of what a white American earns. That's what they consider not to be parity.
Oh,
so
okay.
Blacks need to earn 100,000. But the problem with the parity issue is that they don't do the proper comparison. You can't compare the money that a motherfucker making in San Francisco that's white to the black motherfucker that's down there in Tupelo, Mississippi. That shit don't make no fucking sense.
You can't do that.
So once you do that, the shit is all out of whack.
Yeah.
So what you do is you do the parity checks within the regions that are predominantly a particular race. Like for instance, blacks live in the South more than they live anywhere else. Based upon that, the black income has already been separated from a geographical standpoint of view. The majority of the money we make gonna be made right here in the South.
Right.
As a result, when you do a comparison with my wages, it need to be done right here in the South.
Facts.
You find that wage gap is way shorter. That 100,000 now becomes black at 83. It still ain't total parity, but it's getting closer. Based upon that, if it's already separated geographically, what would happen if I structurally separated it from an economic structure? Just the primary still going and separated to 1.5. Not to go out and do 1.5 of black folk shit. It's just that the 1.5 trillion stops feeding into the other 20 plus trillion. It starts coming back down here and feeding up on the 1.5. So how much of that do our black businesses get? Our black businesses get somewhere in the neighborhood about $150 million of that. $150 billion of that.
Every year?
Yeah, we get about 150 billion, and then most of all the rest of it go out. Now, when we talk about, and this is only about parity. This has nothing to do about creating a black nation. Black businesses need to get more of the pie, and they need to be able to. There's certain ways that they can do that. And one of the things is we need more black business. And then just said we can't open up black business. Open up black businesses with loans is a lot more difficult than open up black businesses with lines of credit.
Right.
And when I talk about lines of credit, I'm primarily talking about a credit line. So I need to define the two of those. Lines of credit typically come from banks as well as credit lines. The credit lines more the Visa, MasterCards, things of that nature, American Express. So what we could do is we could easily create other businesses, design where those businesses would be. I got a whole report that I read, a white paper that I did, that shows where blacks spend their money, how much of their money goes in it, and what money is available for other black businesses. True, we got light, gas, water, utilities that's going to always go out. We got gas for traveling in the cars that normally goes out. We have groceries because we're in a grocery store that normally goes out. Beauty supply products that we could have in normally goes out. So there are products that we could have in that we allow to go out. With e-commerce and drop shipping, there's no excuse for us not to be able to capture these businesses that are coming about. Education levels within the black community are constantly growing up, mostly due to the immigration of other blacks.
So let me ask you this. What businesses do we have where the money stays in since we putting a lot of money out? We
have businesses, we got certain healthcare situations that the money stays in with. We even have certain beauty supply situations where the money stays in with. We have your convenient restaurants with less than 25 people that the money stays in with, but less than 10 that the money stays in with. So when you drive around the neighborhood, you see the guy selling barbecue. We buy some food from it, but we don't buy like herbs and things of that nature that we use, and we use a lot of herbs to cook with. All that money goes out. All the grocery money goes out. So the money that stays in is going to be some beauty situation, like I said, like the beauty shop,
it should be
barber
more.
shop,
Oh,
but it should be more because. But the thing is, we're not diversified in the other business, and we don't believe we have the opportunity to diversify in other business. And so what I did was design a way whereas that a person fresh out of jail with a felony can build him a credit rating in order for him to establish his business within a year. Because see, no one knows him based on his EIN number other than who he is or who his business is. The fact that he was a felon has no impact on that.
Yeah, because it ain't about him. It's about
Right.
the entity. That yeah.
And see, that's what I'm trying to do. Build credit situations. And there's nothing new. It's just new the way that I'm gonna do it.
Right.
And show.
I mean, it's nothing new, but still, like you was just saying, within the community, this shit is like, it's Korean
Right.
to most black people. Shit, you talking about building business credit. Most of these people don't even know about the personal credit. You know what I'm saying?
And the thing about building business credit, we keep that so totally separate.
Yeah.
You be a total credit fuck up. We're gonna build your business up right.
Mm-hmm.
He said, well, what's to keep me from fucking it up? We hoping that through our guidance that you won't fuck that up.
Yeah, you'll learn some shit.
Learn some shit. I mean, you ain't got to fuck it up. And so a lot of people starting to get hip on the CPN, and it has the same value in certain aspects as the EIN, with the exception CPNs don't allow you to do any federally funded situation.
Right.
No houses. You can't really buy a car with it. Well, you can buy a car with CPN, but you're not supposed to register with your CPN.
Correct.
So,
Yeah.
you know, because it's part of motor vehicles. So you can't get a job with a CPN because they go part of your Social Security and your taxes and things of that nature. But with your EIN number, you can do any fucking thing you want. And building up business credit is a lot easier than building up personal credit. They don't have the same rules.
It's easier, it's quicker.
It's quicker,
and
right.
then the money you get for, like, you gotta have good credit to to get a $10,000 personal loan.
Right.
Man, $10,000 on business, that's if they don't really trust you like that. Like,
Right.
man, we're just gonna give you the little 10,000.
Right. And you can always get 5 to 10 times more with your business line.
Right.
And so what we do is we set up a network, a whole online situation, whereas that businesses can do business with business, a B2B, a B2G, which is business to government contracts, and then a business to consumer, and then we do a peer-to-peer lending situation, and then we do a business.
What's peer-to-peer, like Lending Club?
Yes, it's similar
Lending
to
Tree?
that.
Yeah.
What we would do is, as we finance these businesses, take some portion of it for peer-to-peer lending. This peer-to-peer lending would also go towards acquisitions, real estate acquisitions, things of that nature. So it's a lot when we get a chance to go into the depth, but it's not complex. It's complex with the design. It's not complex with the individual that get involved. What we're saying is that you're a felon, we'll take you, create a business for you, and have you economic parity with somewhere in the neighborhood of about $70,000, $80,000 a year in income after the first year and a half. And this really don't cost you shit. You just pay for the things we tell you to pay for. But you ain't got to come up with $10,000, maybe 2 or 3 over the long run.
Right.
But the business will be generating and everything. Now we want to manage that, get that transition on over to you. And trust me, when you're doing this shit out of the goodness of my heart, I get paid.
Of course.
But
Yeah.
the point, and I like to tell people that shit up front. So I don't want people to ever get to understand and get the idea, oh man, Greg is wanting to do all this stuff for us. He's a great, great guy. Yeah, he may be a great guy, but this shit about money.
Yeah, it's business.
And it's business. And I don't let money rule me, but I'm saying this is a business transaction. That don't mean that I'm not sympathetic to the things that may go on wrong with you.
Right.
But I'm trying to show everybody how to keep those things separate. How to, because working a job, no matter how great it is, it's still a job. You can bitch, moan, and complain, but you waiting on Mr. AT&T, Mr. Sprint, or you waiting on Mr. Trucking Company over here to take care of you. And what happens when they start having problems? See, no matter what, you depended upon someone else. And that's why I say people need to stop thinking like American and stop acting like they aren't American. Okay, you may not get the best that America has to offer, all right? I can't afford a $20,000 night in a hotel. Well, I can stay a night or two, but I'm fucked afterwards.
Yeah.
So I don't have the money to do that.
It's downhill after that.
Yeah, it's downhill. Let's go for a day or two over the weekend. Motherfucker, this shit ain't happening.
Right.
So the point that I'm trying to make is that everybody don't get the best of the best education. And that's what I was just telling my friend. When I went to college, the white kids in there were complaining about having a slide rule to do drawing. I was doing architecture. They said they had glass tables with lights up under it and Barbie. Well, have shit but a T-square. The slide rule was like something fascinating because my desk wasn't that big and shit like that.
Right.
But we learned how to draw our asses off with T-square, just putting it up and holding it. Which meant that sometimes when shit don't go as good for you, you become greater because you had to use less to become equal.
Yeah, be
They
more
didn't
creative.
draw no better than I did. The veteran wasn't no better than I was. Now I had to say we was on the same playing field. So that's what I try to get people to understand. Start embracing the things instead of saying despite, do in spite of. In spite of you holding me back, I'm able to do it. In spite of you treating me this way, I'm able to do it. In spite of all the bullshit as rules and regulations, I'm still able to achieve this. That, once we get into that situation or that particular mindset, then all the shit falls into place.
In spite instead of despite.
Right.
Okay. All right. Okay, Greg. Dropping bars.
Yeah.
When the mixtape coming out, nigga? Fuck you talking about?
So that's I try to get people to believe in it. Because see, if I keep on preaching dumb shit to you, or I keep preaching, I can preach to you to the dollar come in, and you got every motherfucking celebrity that's gonna do the same thing. They're gonna give you your number one problem right now facing the black community is police brutality. This about police brutality. This about that about police brutality. I remember when they had the ESPY Awards and had all the basketball guys up there. You know, I think it was Camilo Anthony. What's his name? Dwayne Wade. With the little Paul motherfucker, the little Chris Paul,
Yeah.
and LeBron James. And one of the awards came for a little black kid in Tennessee. He jumped on top of some other kids to shield them from getting shot in the neighborhood. Okay?
I remember that.
All right, then they started talking about police brutality. Okay, now, about a week or so after that, Dwayne Wade's cousin gets shot in the head, female, pushing baby. For the same kind of shit that killed the kid. I can tell you about police brutality, but I don't tell you about the bullshit that's happening in the community that needs to stop. But it's far more detrimental than police brutality. But if I'm a celebrity, I just go ahead on and go with the police brutality situation. And I'm not saying that motherfuckers ain't out there shooting folks. They shouldn't got no business fucking shooting.
Right.
But what I am saying is that shit ain't nothing but a drop in the bucket to the other shit. You gotta think about it. Why the fuck is this motherfucker shooting you anyway? You got no business shooting. It ain't because I'm finna go nigga hunting.
Right.
I could have did that when I went and pulled up on dude and beat the shit out of his girl. I could have did that when I found the baby raped over there. And I could have shot that guy. I could have shot the guy that just shot my partner, but we captured him. I'm not gonna sit there and wait and then say I'm going nigga hunting by peeping in a woman's window and she didn't shoot her. That's bad fucking police work. That's what that fucking shit is. Even the lady that went in the guy's room, home and shot him, what they used against her was her racist quote about these folks lucky we let them go home every night. So you got the opportunity to kill a motherfucker, but you gonna go to the wrong house and then shoot the motherfucker to gain what? 10 years in prison? That shit's retarded. So I think that because these people are so very fucking afraid,
Yeah.
they afraid. And they do stupid shit. But that ain't the biggest problem that we got.
Yeah, I got a whole bunch of dead homeboys, a lot of them. None of them have been killed by a cop or a white dude, matter of fact. And, you know, people try to kind of argue that with me, talking about some, well, you know, niggas, they throw the book at them and put them under the jail, but cops get off. I'm like, shit, who? Nobody who got caught, who killed any of my partners, none of them got life. Tweezy's killer got off, scot-free. Heavy's killer, he had got 75 years, but I think last time I even talked to Heavy Mama, I think he might be out because the cops, they didn't read the Miranda rights. Yeah. And then the other dudes who was with him, they got 10 years. And the chick who set them up got 10 years intense probation.
That's the kind of shit that I'm talking about.
Oh, you feel me?
These folks don't. Just like the guy in Memphis waiting for the motherfucker to get out of jail to kill his brother. Then he went and shot him. They just ain't throwing a book. Now the problem that we have, and this is what I mean by people need to start living like Americans. The problem that blacks have is that we try to use the per capita like we or some shit like that. We only represent 14% of the population. Yeah, stop that shit. First of all, use raw numbers and a percentile thereof. You only use per capita when you got a clear, explicit situation. I've listened to very conservative talk show hosts. And I've seen them on stage with black parents. And I remember one, I think this white boy now, I can't think of his name for shit from right now. But I remember one of the arguments were that something about racism. And he said, being superior. And he said, it's more about culture than racism. Folks started laughing at him. He said, well, if it's not about culture, then why is it that blacks represent 13% of the population and responsible for 52% of the murders? And if everybody gets quiet. Now, see, my problem with people don't challenge people when they say this shit because they want to use per capita shit in order to show how much of a victim they are.
Right.
But first of all, let's stop this shit. Let's look at this. Shit. It's 45 million black people in America. That's what we got right now. I don't know what the new census is going to say, but that's about what we got. Okay? Now, we got some conspiracy theories that say this half of the people in the country black. And I'm like, what the fuck ever. But the point that I'm trying to make, I'm going to stick with the 45 million.
Right.
Out of that, about 8,000 of them are killed, murdered each year. Now, last time I checked, I ain't killed a motherfucker I know in the last 10 years for sure. Now, if I got a memory problem, I can say 20. But the point that I'm trying to make is that I ain't out here killing motherfuckers. So, if 8,000 got killed, and there's 45 million, that means there's somewhere in there 44,992,000 people that didn't commit a murder. So why does the whole 14% get credit for it?
Right. Right.
So I would stop his ass then. I said, I ain't hear your happy ass turn around and say that 52% of the murder victims are black. You went with the perpetrator situation, but you didn't do the victim situation. So you want to say 52%. Then we turn around and we got people like D.L. Hillary that say, well, you know, whites kill 84%, blacks kill 92%, we kill what we are around. That's fine. You can get away with that with just a plain percentile. But you have to look at it from the overall perspective, saying that it's still at about 6 times the rate. See, that's when you don't throw per capita in. You can't throw per capita in and take it out when you want to. You don't want to be a victim of per capita, but then you, like, for instance, if you say that 47% of the people in prison get found out that they was not 47% of the people that were found innocent that were in prison were black. Now you look at this compared to the and Strahan did this. He said 14% of the population. This is ridiculous. That's not the way you do that. What's the prison population?
Right.
That's why you do that.
Yeah, you gotta go. Yeah, you gotta go with the prison
You
part.
still gonna have more blacks that got convicted. Got out. Or got convicted on false testimony than you did with whites in a prison population. But that's when you start getting a true idea. It's just like blacks readily accept the fact that whites use drugs at the same rate that blacks do, but blacks get arrested 3 times as often. Now, yes, blacks get arrested 3 times more than whites. Whites and blacks at 8% or 10%. That's true. But that has nothing to do with the real fucking numbers. If you look at the real fucking numbers, you get mad. Because 8% of white motherfuckers is a hell of a lot more than 8% of blacks.
Yeah.
And then to have 3 times the arrest rate with all these motherfuckers over here, it's 6 times more than motherfuckers.
Yeah.
So to have an arrest rate 3 times more than 6 times motherfuckers. And then the other thing about this, and when we talk about economics, the heroin epidemic fueled positive economics in certain cities and certain states. That may sound insane, but the fact is these motherfuckers make money, guess what they do? They spend it.
Immediately. Yeah.
We wouldn't say shit to them if they was Procter & Gamble.
That's
Johnson & Johnson.
Yeah.
These motherfuckers put out more drugs than any goddamn body and kill more motherfuckers a year than any goddamn body. We don't say shit about that.
Johnson coming out with that vaccine.
Yeah, shit, yeah.
They coming out with that vac.
And so I'm gonna tell you like a little conspiracy theory with this look back. Everybody say I'm not gonna take the shot because I think it's a way that they're gonna control us and they're gonna kill us and they're gonna do all this other shit, you know. So I'm not gonna take the vaccine. Now this is just me. I don't know how true this shit is. But if I was trying to control the population, the motherfuckers that take the vaccine are the motherfuckers that I actually wanted to keep. Not to protect from that vaccine. It's to keep them from me doing the next shit that I'm about to do in order to get the population done. See, I will release a second virus. The motherfucker that took the shot, the shit mutates and protects them, but the motherfucker that didn't, it wipes them out. You say, well, why the fuck would you do that? Well, this is what. There's no conspiracy theorists going to take the shot. There's no anti-government agencies that are going to take the shot. All undesirables, meaning that what people would classify as poor or in prison or whatever, that they didn't force to take the shot, didn't take the shot. So what's left for me? Well, them motherfuckers don't. Everybody that would challenge me is gone. And then at the next wave, all them motherfuckers gone. All my anti-government people are gone. All my conspiracy theory people gone. All my quote unquote what I believe is desirable are gone because I allowed the people that took the shot for the shit to mutate to protect them, and I couldn't do the rest.
So all the problems gone.
All my problems gone.
Damn, I ain't taking that shot though. I guess I'm gonna see you at the crossroad, Greg.
Fucking shot.
You ain't.
But
I thought you were leaning towards that shot, my boy.
What I'm saying is that if I was gonna do something like that,
yeah,
I would be more so leaning towards, you know, this is the way for me to get rid of my undesirables.
Right.
If I was going to conspire. Giving the motherfuckers the shot that believe in me, that support me, motherfuckers are going to be the ones that think they super intelligent. I'm not taking the fucking shot for the simple fact is that I don't fucking take the flu shot.
Yeah, I don't do none of that shit. They might be trying to do travel bans and shit if you don't even take these shots and all kind of shit. Like,
it's probably somewhere I don't need to fucking go anyway. So I'm good with that.
Damn.
So, you know, but the point that I'm trying to make is that no, I don't think I do believe like polio got eradicated. I do believe how dangerous measles is and things of that nature. That some of, but I do have a problem with, you know, like with newfound diseases when we rushing to get something. And
they rushing like a motherfucker with this shit.
And my concern is that the death rate on it is not as great as it was with H1N1, SARS, and MERS, and anything else that we got out. Ebola is just not killing like that. It's almost like when people first had got AIDS. Everybody assumed that you go out there and play Russian roulette with your dick. You know, you don't catch AIDS. And shit, I throw the dick on a crap table many a night. But the point is that I looked at the situation, whereas that I started doing my research. I'm trying to find out why was blacks contracting AIDS as a per capita group more than whites. And what I found was that something that was pretty goddamn fucking amazing. One, that blacks actually use condoms at a much higher rate than whites did.
I can believe that.
Disease.
Right.
And then I started looking at another thing, you know. Yeah, no matter how much fucking we doing, we can't have fucking. It's just too many of them. No. So the next thing I looked at was that what do we have in common with intravenous drug users? Man, we have shit all in common with them except for the destruction of the immune system, which crack cocaine destroys the immune system. Crack cocaine, along with smoking cigarettes, amplifies it. But what amplified it even more, I looked at what was going on with homosexuals and how that worked with black. Well, ain't more black folks that's gay, so, you know, I'm like, okay, so what is it? And then he said anal intercourse. But being the freak that I am, I can tell you about 20% of all women take dick up ass. So that ain't it. So I started looking, what was the difference with the anal intercourse and being enough? Because it was 20% of women in total and 5% of men. And then it's really just 2.5% of men, because according to my gay friend, some are tops and other ones are bottoms. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? I fucking ass, I don't take it up there. I'm like, what the fuck? But you're gay. He said, that thing with that shit, man. And then one of them said, I don't suck dick. I said, that's a fucking impossibility of being gay. But the point that I'm trying to make is, they got their own little fucked up sexual rules just like everybody else do.
They got a lot of fucked up shit within that community.
So I looked at the fact that, one, okay, what's going on with gays and what's going on with blacks and what's going on with AIM, I found out something real fucking important. That gays were inundated with syphilis. There's a lot of syphilis going on in the gay community. Guess where else it was going on? In the black community. Gonorrhea increases the viral load by as much as 10 times. Gonorrhea, very heavy. And from my understanding, the very body cells that go in and try to attack syphilis are the very ones that are needed for AIDS to latch on to.
Gonorrhea is like chicken pox in the black community. Like,
Exactly.
you ain't had gonorrhea? Oh, shit, you win.
Yeah, you win. You win like a motherfucker. I seen show floating up in the bathtub. Oh, shit, I need to go to the
The
doctor.
fuck is wrong with me?
So I'm gonna tell you now, I done had it. I done been burnt. So the point that I'm trying to make is I've learned that those two diseases also were, and I was wondering if we could practically eradicate the gonorrhea and eradicate the syphilis in a real diminished situation. Then only large group in the population would be our crack users. But I'm gonna tell you a story. In Walker Home, there were 4 people with crack, or 4 people with AIDS. A bunch of people use crack. The patient 0 was the guy that moved down to Sykes' house. It was a white guy. He was shooting up. The only female he fucked that got AIDS was Connie, and that's because Connie was on a crack and 7-Up diet. She didn't even go home and eat. And the 2 guys that used to shoot up with him, out of the whole neighborhood, and everybody done fucked everybody and walked home, and nobody got it except for them 4. Once I discovered that I started getting some ideas as to how we do per capita situations and where it comes in, where it's not racial, but there are some educational situations that we need to go along with in order to assist us with what we need to learn. And then we have to stop looking at numbers and then not trying to quantify them in what the person is saying. If I tell you that black man is 17 times more likely to get killed than a white man, then I need to be able to quantify that. I can't then go in and say 400 and some plus blacks got killed by the police, and then turn around and say, well, if it's 17 times more than a white person getting killed by the police, then it must have been somewhere in the neighborhood of about 35 white people that got killed.
That don't make no
And
sense.
so when I look back over and say, oh shit, it was like 700 or 800 of them that got killed, what the fuck do I do now?
I'm seeing videos of more than 35 white dudes being killed by the
Yeah,
police.
that's what I'm saying. Because we don't, what we have to do is the internet will feed to you what I call confirmation bias. Things that confirm what you're believing in,
That's
or
a
things
fact.
that confirm what you're shopping in. If you were to open up another profile and start looking at some alt-right shit, you'll find out all kinds of shit that we didn't know nothing about. A lot of the conspiracy and fucked up stuff, a lot of that stuff we don't know nothing about. Oh, they could have done. A lot of that we don't know nothing about. So I look at people as a whole, and I think that if you were to practice being American and then judge people by the content of their character only, then maybe ready to make some modifications that are going to be permanent.
Right.
And that's the goal that we have, with the business structure that we're doing now. It was called Project 400. It meant that we were going to do 400 days. We were going to show how we can increase develop parity amongst white Americans. And then your American aspect would be intact. I'm not saying that people shouldn't identify with what they consider to be their culture.
Right.
I don't identify with Africa because, one, I realize that it's a continent and not a country.
Exactly.
So there's a lot of shit that go over that I don't approve of. There's a lot of shit here that go on I don't approve of. But the point that I'm trying to make is that I don't know how long you're supposed to stay in a particular place before you become that. Meaning that when they came over here 400 years ago, and the Puritans came over here to escape persecution or whatever the case might be, and then when Washington fought the British and everything to adopt being American, they were just a few generations out from being British. And shit, some of the people that was fighting with them were British. So my point is that they then embraced being an American after a short period of time. We want to embrace being African after 400 years, and I understand some of the situations saying that we were taken away from our environment, we was kidnapped and all that. That part is true, but were we taken or were we sent? And that's another thing that we have to take into consideration. You know, the whole Roots Kunta Kinte thing, most all experts agree, shit didn't really happen like that. They ain't really just march on in there and grab you and snatch you out your tribe or see you out hunting or some shit like that. Maybe if you got too close to the shoreline, they snatched your ass.
Right.
But going in and looking for you, they knew that other blacks were doing that. They knew that they were bringing them down there. They knew why they were doing that. And see, for some reason, we as black people assume that another black person is your people. We like to do that kind of shit.
All black ain't the same. I was
All
telling somebody that
black ain't
shit.
Right. They said, well, white folks stick together. White folks, as far as I know about history, have spent the majority of their lives killing one another. I mean, shit, England and what? England and France in 100 years war. I mean, like, what the fuck's going on with that shit? And then you had Stalin, who killed 20 million of his people. Pol Pot killed about 3 million of his people.
Shit, well, all white ain't the same either. You got
That's
your
what I'm trying to say.
Italians, you got your Polish, you got your Russians, you got your Irish.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All kind of shit.
And all the white folks were pissing on the Irish. So I
They
understand.
were like, the only thing worse than a nigga is the Irish. Man.
Yeah,
Like,
like, what the fuck? So
potato eating motherfucker.
And forcibly, England was partially responsible for the potato famine that wiped out a lot of them. So what I'm saying is that because you're black and because this person is black, your kinship does not mean it's automatic. I mean, you know, you can develop relationships, yeah, but I can't go out and say that I need, okay, just like I heard somebody, Dante Wilder. Okay.
Yeah.
I think he got a great punch, but I don't think he's a good boxer at all. I think that he's looking for them 2 seconds and shit, that can bring him greatness because as long as he finds them 2 seconds,
That's all he needs.
that's all he needs.
That's all he needs.
Now, somebody whooping his ass for a while, them 2 seconds, you get weaker.
Mm-hmm.
But the point that he wanted a body on his belt, I mean, I thought that shit was highly disrespectful to the sport. I'm never supporting anybody who said, I want to kill somebody in the ring. I'm not watching you to watch you kill somebody in the ring. Yes, a little bit violence or whatever the case might be, but to actually want a body on your belt, it's just some disrespectful shit for the sport. So I don't support the athlete that says something like that.
Okay, if you kill somebody for real, you can't say like, oh, I didn't mean it, I apologize. I ain't trying to hear that shit.
Right. So I'm like, you know, I don't, and then, you know, I said he didn't differentiate between who he wanted to kill, white, black, Hispanic, he just wanted to kill somebody.
Right.
So I'm not supporting you just because you black. Again, you judge people based on the content of their character on.
Yeah.
And so I look at all the things that happened to me, and unfortunately, they happen because of somebody black.
Yeah.
And that's
Tell me about
that's
it.
sad. I mean, my burns are due to somebody black intentionally doing that shit, and somebody white sending a plane in 1978 to fly me to Boston and save my life. That I don't even know that white boy. And then the same thing when I got there, a white rich family contacted my mother and told her she had to worry about staying on what she had, the east wing of the mansion, and bring anybody she want, next day long as she want, long as I'm in the hospital. I've seen shit like that happen. I've seen shit like that happen when I was working for AT&T, and I've seen the other side of it. Now that doesn't make me pro-white and anti-black because I've had that situation. We're not programmed like that, but at least most of us not. No matter what blacks do to us, we still stay pretty much pro-black.
Right.
But I don't stay stupid black.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if a cop comes driving down the street, nigga shooting at him, he shoot him back, fuck him. You know? He just ran in my yard, ran through there, tried to run over my kids out there playing and shit. I had no sympathy for that shit. But people want to have something for that. And the thing is that what white people do the same thing. White people go out there and go to war, got a black man out there shooting, giving you cover, saving your life, make sure you get back home. But the minute you get on the train, you put the white motherfucker that was shooting at you up front with you. And the black motherfucker that saved your life so you can go back and fuck your wife, put him in the back. See, that shit's fucked up. But black people, especially black men, can't make white men mistakes. We can't do that kind of shit. We don't have the luxury of making the mistakes that they make.
Right.
For that particular reason, we do what we gotta do. No matter what's stacked up against us, and then we don't get fucking credit for it. We either be called like we some kind of token, or that we so special, or who ass did we kiss, just because we worked our ass off because we didn't like pop.
Yeah, that shit fucked up, bro. They even be hearing that type shit. I heard all kind of crazy shit in my situation, bro.
Man, I was 17 when Chris was born. I was 18 when me and his mama got married. And I was eating a nutty bar. I would go get my little Debbie's for 99 fucking cents. And I'd break my nutty bars in half. But it came in 2 pieces. I eat one for breakfast and I eat one for lunch. Because I didn't have enough money for Audrey and them to eat breakfast and lunch, and for me to eat breakfast and lunch. So I ate that motherfucker for breakfast. I went to school from 7 in the morning to 5 in the evening. Around about 12 o'clock, I ate my other fucking half. That 99 cents had to carry me through the whole goddamn week. And then I never liked being handicapped except when it come to riding the bus, because they ride the bus for 15 fucking cents. I had a car. I couldn't afford to drive. I would ride the fucking bus. Come back. Now, we survived off her working, making $50 a week. I had $180 SSI check, and I cleaned up entirely. And I'm gonna show you that church once they go lift with me, how big that fucking church is for $100 a month, so we could survive. And I was hungry a lot. Now,
Fucking nutty, boy.
if I work, and what I learned from that shit, Chop, was I don't like poverty.
Yeah.
Based on all the stereotypical things that have been going against you, you've worked. I've watched you since you was young, working, trying to achieve, not letting anything slow you down, and not getting caught up in too many stereotypical situations. You don't take no shit off nobody, and I always admired that shit. You know, I've always admired that shit about you. You don't take no shit off nobody, and not even off me and mine. I respected the fuck out of you. Call me first to tell me about your beat. That's why I love you so much. I call you, so I respect that. And you handle yourself shit. Fuck, you handle yourself a little bit better than I do. And I'm older than know better. I told the motherfucker, don't disrespect my house. There was gonna be some repercussions. I thought, I had a few parties. I guess he misunderstood that to mean I was gonna ask him to leave. Nah, that wasn't part of the plan. Motherfucker just that wasn't part of the play. He disrespected the fact that I did with you.
You gotta chill, sure.
Yeah, I gotta chill. I gotta chill, but that motherfucker, I told him don't.
Yeah.
I told him don't disrespect my home now. Motherfucker, you got any reputation for doing that shit. Don't do that shit. Now, we'll let you come in, but don't do that shit. Right? After 2-3 times, I guess he thought he was comfortable enough to say, fuck that motherfucker. All right?
So let me ask you this: what the rest of 2020 looking like for you? What's your projections?
My projections for the rest of 2020 are looking pretty positive. Income-wise, it's going to be outstanding. I'll be able to start Project 400 probably around about October of this year. I want to do it in September because that's my birthday month. But I don't think that this virus is going to slow down business. I think that it's going to cripple the economy for a little while. What I'm praying for, not hoping, praying for, is that the essential workers that have been working, that job pool remains the same. Because if you cut out people's ability to make money, then they start doing other things. And they become a danger to the people that don't mean them no harm.
Facts.
And I don't need a bunch of people running around. They was concerned about kids being at home and doing stuff they don't need to be doing. But you got adults out there that no longer can make money one way and will go and try to make money another way. And I don't mind hustler because I'm a hustler. But the thing about hustling is this. If you're a hustler, you do realize when you break the law. But if you're a thug, you ain't got no respect for the law. And by you having no respect for the law, you do dumb shit. If you're a hustler, you gotta move some drugs. You ain't smoking no weed, you ain't eating in the car, you ain't doing shit.
Yeah, you ain't doing none of that dumb shit.
10 o'clock, 2 o'clock.
Right.
But if you're on that third shit, you smoking the weed.
What, pistol right here and shit? Fucking talking about no seatbelt.
They got 15 fellas.
Getting some head.
Yeah.
Like, God damn. You tripping. You tripping, bro. You about to go to jail.
They go right by the police station. Music playing loud.
Thought somebody snitched on you.
Yeah,
Nigga,
somebody
no.
snitched, like, motherfucker, it was obvious. And so that's what I mean, you know. So but I don't mind a hustler because, you know, the problem with us hustlers is just like with the drugs. White folks are able to do the drugs, keep that economic structure in their community with no problem. That's because they reduce the amount of violence. If, for whatever reasons, a black person would realize that I don't have to be violent in order to do the things that I'm doing, he creates a situation that's much better for him.
Yeah.
Unfucking fortunately, you know, that comes along with a lot of disrespect. You know, if I'm gonna rob you, don't act like I shouldn't act like it ain't your shit I'm taking. I mean, true, I can't sit there and negotiate with you while I'm robbing you, but
Right.
I ain't finna sit there and beat your ass because you mad that I'm taking your shit.
Exactly.
You know, damn, dog, can I keep this? Yeah, you can keep that. Keep that. That's your mama's ring, don't keep that.
Nigga, you huffing and puffing, nigga?
Yeah.
Shoot you in your goddamn, like, yeah, nigga be tripping.
Like, bruh, I just got this shit. Let me go and keep this. Alright, you can keep that. See, I got robbed. I mean, I had a dude shotgun in the face and all that shit. Didn't find the money. And then I said, well, where the money at, Greg? I said, shit, man, I'm getting that money in the bank. I said, but since y'all done robbed me pretty good, you know, I got no money, you welcome some of this crown. True fucking story. You welcome some of this crown. He said, you don't fuck my high up. And I said, well, I tell you what, I'm gonna tell y'all how to get out of here without the police fucking with y'all since y'all did this shit pretty good. This conversation I'm having with the motherfuckers robbing me. It went great. Well, how we do that, Greg? This shit went great.
They listen.
They listening. We're on first name basis now.
Wow. Y'all still communicate?
No,
I'm about to say.
See, the nigga that set me up for the robbery, I didn't know it was him, who it was at first, but he had on a mask, obviously somebody know, and some gloves. So I did some little Columbo fault pattern. The only motherfucker that will wear gloves is a motherfucker that either got an injury to his hand, such as mine, or a light-skinned motherfucker. All red motherfuckers feel like they're the only red motherfuckers in the world. So I said, this is a red motherfucker, nigga. And damn sure was.
So you find out everybody who was involved with the shit, or just the dude who set you up?
Yeah, it was a bad situation. I had minors in the car. Steve Chris was little at that time, but me and Red just went on and handled that shit right quick.
Okay. And, yeah, okay. And on
That's the limitation part of it now.
yeah. On that note, I think that's a good closing point right
Yeah,
there.
that's a good closing point.
I appreciate that convo though, man.
Okay.
That's serious.
No
And
problem.
yeah, I mean, shit. To all the listeners out there, if y'all want to continue this conversation, y'all know y'all can follow me on the gram at Sensei Chop. It's SENSEICHOP. And I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Tell somebody, share it, leave a review. Everything help, everything count. And remember, I might not be the friend you want, but I'm the friend you need, and I'm damn sure gonna tell you what the fuck you need to hear. Appreciate you, Greg.
All right.
We out this bitch. Next time.
I just wanna ride away. Sometimes it seems like everyone close to me is not where they're supposed to be. They got a hold on me, and I just wanna ride away. Help me clear these thoughts trapped in my mind today. Ain't no help required, I'm gon' find a way. Ride away, away.